What's going on, people? People think I lost my mind. Man, don't worry about me. People worry about me. I'm excited for life, man. Shit's got me excited. People are so close-minded they don't even know it. This is how you find out if you're close-minded or not. How you react to this, to new possibilities. When everything you ever thought you knew is challenged. The very first thing ingrained, maybe the second thing ingrained in your brain, shape of the earth, man. So deeply rooted in us, so deeply rooted in us. Hard to comprehend. Couldn't visualize it any other way. It takes some real open-mindedness, some real perspective, some real challenging of core beliefs to have potentially view it another way. Okay, so if that's the case, how do you explain this? How do you explain the sun? How do you explain the edges? How do you explain the moon? How do you explain the seasons? How do you explain the tides? How do you explain circumnavigating the globe? How do you explain the circular nature of the things we can observe up there? Of course, these are all questions, and the answers are even more beautiful on the on the other model, on the geocentric model, not the heliocentric model. The heliocentric model is so random, clutching at straws. A few things for me. I love the earth. I love the earth. I show appreciation for the earth with my actions, with veganism, with going out, seeking terrain, traveling the world, new views. And I have a few questions. I always had a few questions, a few doubts, a few fears. I remember them telling you, you know how many stars are in the sky? More stars than grains of sand. And I felt tiny, minuscule. I felt, whoa, my God. Which is cool. It's good. It's humbling to feel that way. But it didn't quite sit right. You know. Maybe there is. But more recently, questions for the moon. I was looking at the moon for 1-2 years, staring at me. I was like, it took me. I really didn't comprehend that you only ever see one side of the moon, and that the dark side of the moon you never see if there is a dark side. If there is another side, I don't know how it works. Not seen it, so whatever's beyond the face that we see, that was crazy to me. And so I was asking, and sometimes I Google things, and sometimes I just put it out there. And I think you don't need to Google things. If it's an important question, the answer will come to you. And why? Everything in nature is on some random axis, some spiraling rotation. The flower petals spiral out in, the golden ratio. Everything is spinning. The Earth's spinning, the galaxy's spinning, the sun. I don't know if the sun's spinning. The sun's there. We're spinning around the sun, right? And we're shooting through the galaxy. But the moon, he just stares right at us like a fucking CCTV. Like he's just hit that perfect lock. Like he's on a mechanical arm spinning. No, I don't believe he's on a mechanical arm. I'm not saying that. It would make damn near sense. What if he was hanging from a string, rotating like that from above? That would work. I'm not saying that's how it is. I'm not saying I believe that. Oh no, he thinks the moon is hanging on a string. No, I'm just saying that would make sense for the moon to always face, because it would be like the bottom side of a ball, and you just always ever see that. Now, I've never left the planet, and I think if you're watching this, you probably haven't left the planet too. I've been on a plane, I've gone up, I've been on many planes. I've looked out, I've looked for curvature, I've never seen it. I've watched many sunrises, many sunsets. I've watched the sun grow and get bigger and bigger, and then shrink and get further away as it comes overhead and disappears into the distance. For thousands of years, They created a flat Earth model that worked with nature, with the seasons, with the sun, with the moon, and it worked. People didn't spend their times on Twitter, on Facebook, investigating, ridiculing others' beliefs. They were out there researching with their friends, with their companions, and a beautiful model was formed. One that had people believing in a creator. And 500 years ago, a new model was created, which had potential to be how it was. It's good that we investigate, that we don't just take everything. Maybe it's not flat. Maybe it is spherical. Maybe it's a round thing, because that's round up there. So maybe we're on a round thing, and I can see how people come to that idea. And maybe it is. Maybe that is how it is. I don't know. I've not left this planet. I've seen 2D images on a screen from NASA, which is an agency that potentially has ulterior motives. I've seen videos from people. I've heard stories, romanticized stories. I've seen movies of what it's like to be in space, but some things started to not add up. Maybe it is a sphere. Maybe it's not flat. Maybe flat earthers are wrong. But what's exciting is when you're open-minded enough to not just make an assumption, to not be so sure of yourself that anyone that could believe otherwise has lost their mind. They're crazy. Can you not see? Dude, I went to school. I did physics at A-level. I understand the general model of what we're taught. I watched fucking movies and NASA documentaries. I've shook Buzz Aldrin's hand. I get it. I get how it's very much would appear that way. But for those of you that are open-minded, and certainly being vegan is a massive gateway to that, because you see how there are people out there who don't have our best interests at heart, who do not have the good of others and the planet in their best interest. There are two worlds existing at once. I look out here, look, you come with me, let's go and talk. But I sit in my office, this is my office. I look out at that every day, look out at the planet. I see the sunset, I see the seasons. I see the seasons change. The sun sets in the summer, sun sets here. In the winter, it sets over here. It goes in like a 90 degree. In the winter, it's like 90 degrees. In the summer, it's a massive swing. That model works. The flat earth model of how the sun is incredible. It's beautiful. Now look out here. Can we see this? Can we see this? This Canary Wharf. These bankers playing calculator every day. Playing calculator with man's money. They just play calculator, and that's how big. They've got huge, colossal things. It's, that's where the money's going. There are people that don't have our interests at heart. Now, I don't know if you can see this even further. Oh, the lighting went. It's Crystal Palace, and there's a tower, a radio mast tower. How you get your phone signal. That's why you're in the mountains, you don't get signal. It don't come from up there. Your phone signal, your Wi-Fi. They sent video back from the moon 45 years ago. Oh yeah, 400,000 kilometers from the moon. They could send a stream of the landing, but when you're on the beach in Greece, or you're in the mountains in Wales, you can't get phone signal. No. When you're on the train and you're in the countryside, no phone signal for you. But if you're in a rocket ship, just three of you with bods on the moon, no Stanley Kubrick in the back, he's not there filming that. Yeah. I'm out here showing appreciation for the world. I'm asking questions of her, of the earth. And answers are coming to me. Maybe they're tangents, diversions. But at least I'm trying. At least I'm putting them out there. I'm not just taking assumptions. Because I was born in this world and eating animals, eating the flesh of animals. Now I only eat things that are grown. I don't eat things that are birthed. And that's one thing. So from there, start pondering, man. What else is going on? What else is happening that maybe it's our responsibility to look into. Maybe it's not, but at least we're asking questions. What would it mean? Why would they do it? Why would they do it? What would it mean? What does it change? Maybe it changes nothing for 99% of people, but maybe for 1% of people, it liberates them, it frees them, it helps them see something, it helps them, fundamentally, it helps them accept death at the end of it all. What is life for? To learn, I don't know, to learn love, be kind to each other, to accept death. You've got to learn to accept death. That's the fundamentally most important thing. And if this is what helps people to accept death, and 99% of people think you're crazy for it, and 1% of people go, thank you, you know what, you led me to that. And I found that. And I saw the beauty. I saw it for what it was, for what it wanted us to see it as, with the perspective. Ain't no motion. If you have a wet ball and you spin it, where does the water go to? If you spin a wet ball, where does the water go to? Take a long lens exposure photo of the stars and tell me what's spinning. Us or it? Do your own research. Maybe it's nothing, but maybe for you, it's led you on that path and there's something to it. There's something to it. I'm just happy I'm asking questions, and people can hate and diss and say what they want online, man. It's nothing. It's all right. It frees me because I used to care. And this is that step. So like when you're vegan and you talk about veganism, you can care. This is that step beyond. This has pushed me now. Beyond caring what people think, because this is for those of you that are still free. I love all of you anyway. If you're encountering enemies and you're going the right way. What's good, Millie? Say hello.
Who are we chatting to?
YouTube.
Oh, hello.
Talking about flat Earth.
Nice.
Some people aren't ready for it, so I'm just letting them know.
Is this live streaming?
It's not, but it will be up.
Fine.
We sit in this office and we look out at that. Do you know what I mean? We see it. Right. Peace out.